Thanks for joining the Golf Underground. Now, the Golf Underground is made possible by Mariner Wealth, helping you navigate your financial future. Star Companies KC. Experience a more energy efficient and comfortable home with Star's insulation services. Cowell Insurance, providing brokerage and risk management services for over 25 years. Sana Orthopedics, care plans backed by research and clinical results, tailored perfectly to individuals' needs. Bobsite Ford and Bobsite Independence Kia, where you'll score a double eagle on your next car or truck. Sheridan's Unforked, eating good and feeling good. Lewisburg Ford, nobody sells more F-150s than Lewisburg Ford. And Celebrity Greens, put a custom PGA caliber putting green in your backyard for the ultimate golf experience. Now, on to the program.
ESPN Kansas City presents Golf Underground with Kevin Ward and Brian Sullivan.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, welcome to Golf Underground, ESPN Radio. Here we are in the stable, Wardo, Sully. We just had a hell of an interview with our boy Roy Edwards, University of Colorado golf coach. But we got a real special treat because I've got one of my all-time lifelong best friends, Mr. Matthew Cassel.
Yes, Sully, my guy.
Seeing your face gets me all warm and fuzzy. It makes me want to have a vodka.
Little cocktail time. It's cocktail time.
And then, of course, up in the upper right-hand corner, we have the Hall of Fame George Brett. George, where are you right now? Tell the listener, the viewer.
I'm in Surprise, Arizona at Royals Fantasy Camp. My team is blue. Our record is 5-1-1. And we're playing John Buck and Alex Gordon's team. And they are 6-1, and we're in the championship game.
And are you coaching or are you playing?
I'm sorry?
Are you coaching or are you playing?
I'm coaching. Oh, I don't play. Dylan, I've retired from every sport but golf. That's the only sport I will ever play as long as I freaking live.
Well, you're doing
so I'm coaching first base or third base. If we got the first base dugout, I coach first. If we got the third base dugout, I coach third.
Hey, George, tell Matt your number one sporting feat of all time.
Yeah, my number one sporting feat, you probably already heard this because I know you're a big listener of the show, Matt, was when I won the Mission Hills Club Championship at the age of 67 or 66.
Yeah, baby. Yeah,
66.
Baby. Take them out.
You've won a lot of trophies in your life, haven't you? A lot of trophies.
We've a few, but I don't know if anything is as distinguished as that. I mean, let's be honest. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, every trophy I've ever won in football in high school, we won some games, and I had 10 teammates on offense, 10 on defense. On baseball, we won the World Series. I got 8 teammates playing with me. In golf, it's you against the world, and I've never won a trophy when I didn't have teammates.
That's it,
what
man.
Made it so special. That's what made it so freaking special.
That's it. That's the grind of it all. That's why golf is such a beautiful sport.
And in the first round, I beat the highly favored Kevin Ward in round 1 to get to round 2 in a match play championship. I beat Wardo. He was a +5. I think I was about a 3 or a 4. And I beat him on the 17th hole when he kind of gave me a big gift and he hit it out of bounds.
Wardo. Boom. That's when you go into attack mode, Georgie.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. So, Matt, this is Matt, what is this, like your 5th time on the show?
Something like that. I mean, over the years, I've got they've been nice enough to call me back. Right. Sully's the worst, though. Brian Sullivan, I'm talking about, is the worst in terms of scheduling. Let's be honest.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm in the midst. I'm coaching my ass off out here, trying to win a championship, and here I am doing a podcast, and my whole team's over there looking at me right now.
Listen, George, question for you. What motivational speech are you going to give him before the game so you can beat Gordo?
Well, we have a guy on our team, Bobby Jovi is what his name on his jersey says. His name is Bobby Kerr. He's an unbelievable athlete, and he's got 2 pulled thighs and 2 pulled groins, and now he's going to go out and pitch for us because he can't play short. But he's kind of the guy that we had to win this game yesterday. It was really important for us to win. We were down by 3 runs against a team that was undefeated. And he said, hey, look, I didn't spend all this money to come in and finish second. Come on, bear down. Let's go. Next thing you know, we scored 3, and then we scored 1 in the bottom of the 7th to win the ball game. And they went crazy. And so it's going to be, there'll be a lot of cheering, but Bobby's going to be the guy. My coaches are John Wathen and Jamie Quirk. John's in the 70s, Jamie's 67, I'm 68, so we don't have a lot of energy. This is our 7th game, in 4 days. So
oh man,
we're dragging, and all we do is walk to our coaching position, and every time a ball is hit, we say, take your time. And when they get on base, we go, hey, look, I know you got a pulled hamstring, a pulled calf. We had one guy, the second game, listen to this one, Matt, tore his Achilles. Tore his Achilles, a partial tear. And one of the guys on our team is an emergency room doctor, and he kind of examined him along with the trainers here. The guy comes out and he can't move very good, so we put him behind the plate. He puts on all the gear and he catches. And he just kind of gets on.
You guys got any substitutes there? I mean, everybody's playing.
Well, we have 12 guys.
I mean, what's the matter?
No, we have 12 guys on a team, so you play 4 outfielders at a normal infield. So you usually have 1 or 2 guys sitting out, and because we got a guy 77 years old on our team, and I'll take the phone over there and I'll show you some of our players. I'll just give you a quick view of them, and you'll say, God, how does this guy even run? Here's McGraw. Check out Tug. Check out Tug. Who's this? What do you think?
There he is.
Bring him up.
There's he is.
That's Matt
What's
Cassel.
up, Todd?
Hey, sir, how are you?
Good,
hey,
brother.
Matt,
how are you?
Hey, Matt, I think it would be great. Matt, I think it would be great. Come here, guys. Everybody gather around. Everybody gather around.
Little speech.
We got an ex-quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Matt Cassel, wants to give us a little pep talk. Go ahead, Matt. They're all yours.
All right, boys, all your hard work comes down to this day, okay? We've got the championship game. Get out there, pulled groins, Achilles. I don't care. No excuses. We play ball. We win today. We celebrate. Let's go.
Hands in.
I'll let you know how we did. I'll let you know how we did. Let's go. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Blue. How's that? What a job, man.
Beautiful.
That
was awesome. That was awesome.
We need to do that for the KU golf team, I think.
Oh my God!
All right, George.
So good.
We'll let you get with your team. Give us an update later.
Go. Have a good show.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my God. That is so good. I literally thought that he was like at like a scouting, like a lot of prospects, this, that, and the other. No, it was like the beer league for hardball.
It's fantasy. It's a bunch of old men that pay about $6,000 for the week to play baseball and tear their hands.
That is incredible. I mean, what a hoot that must be. George is all time, by the way, all time.
How about when he said he doesn't have any energy?
He said, if we're on the first base side, I'm the first base coach because he walks less. If I'm on the third base side, I'm a third base coach. That was beautiful. I mean, you gotta.
Listen, I was telling the guys earlier, you and George would be best friends because he's like a golden retriever. You're fired up, high energy. I swear to God, this would be a nice foursome.
Hey, we got to
play.
Let's go. Sully's been saying he's going to come up, every year. I'm coming up. This last week, he's going to come up if the Titans and the Chiefs played. Obviously, that didn't work out real well. But nonetheless, we got to get it, boys. We got to get it on the book.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that place is awesome. It's great. The new Discovery property out here, phenomenal. Governor's Club is also another one that you'd want to get on your bucket list for Nashville. Great club. Or we can go to Richland. I'm at Richland. That should be done. It should be done within by the summer, I think, is what they're saying. They're going to reopen. They just redid the whole course, so it's going to be beautiful, lovely. Let's go.
Hey. Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. Big comments.
Oh, come on. I can't imagine what the other people in my office are thinking is going on in my office right now. Like I'm in this office building. There's a bunch of people around probably walking by going, what the hell is this guy talking about? He's giving speeches. He's yelling, oh, come on. He's talking about golf. He has no, I mean, they probably think I'm nuts, which I am. So it's totally fine.
How's the golf game these days?
Awful. Are you kidding me? It's winter. And plus we've had Christmas. I've got 5 kids that don't allow me to go out and do anything, but our course just opened up. So the driving range. So I'm going to go work on my stuff so I can at least put a good effort. I'm much better with little Jeremiah weed in there. You know what I'm saying?
Clearly.
All right, so Matt and I, so Matt became the Chiefs quarterback, and he lived in the neighborhood. And his very first night, he comes into town. He doesn't hide. He goes right to the 19th hole. He's throwing a few back. You brought your beautiful bride, Lauren, and we're having a blast. And I'll never forget this. He said, you play sports? Said to me, I said, yeah. I played lacrosse in college. And deadpan face, he said, is that a sport? There was the first.
Well, I said it because I thought that you might get a kick out of it, and then you'd have to defend yourself. And I saw that already, that you were a talker and that this was going to create some crazy elaborate story. And I just asked if you wore skirts in lacrosse. And then you obviously explained to me. I learned more about the sport. I respect the sport. My daughter plays it. My boys have not yet. But you know what? I do love the sport. And I've got nothing but respect for lacrosse players. How about that?
Yeah, that's.
Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. Now,
amazing.
Our friendship did bud because we both liked Copenhagen, Skull, and to sneak in 3-4 holes of golf. While the wives were doing what they should, make dinner, stuff like that.
And
Bruce Hornsby.
More Hornsby. And Hornsby.
More Hornsby. There's nothing better than Bruce Hornsby. A few cocktails. I mean, let's go. More Hornsby. I mean, let's go.
Right. That became one of our monikers, right? When you felt happy, you said, more Hornsby. More Hornsby.
I can't yell that loud. Like I said, these people are going to freak out.
So what are you doing right now? But little Boston sports?
This year, and then got some gigs with NFL Network. I did Good Morning Football in the year. You do a little this, that, a little that, and then a lot of different radio stuff. So just trying to still, make my imprint in this industry. They don't. I don't know if they like my energy or not. We'll see.
So we've been known to catapult careers, and clearly we got you back into the game here. With the underground, we got you back.
Yes.
And
this is a big stepping stone for me, guys. I appreciate you guys taking a chance on me, letting me come on the program. This is amazing.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, this is coming from a guy who never had a Twitter account. Still probably doesn't know what TikTok, although your daughters obviously have influenced you on the social media. But it is funny because you were always sort of I no one needs to know what I ate for dinner and lunch and all that crap. You've really become like a.
Well, they said you got to get a media presence.
You're out
there
now.
What
the hell
right?
happened?
So they said you got to get social media going. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. No doubt. Sully told me back in 2010. He's like, look, you've got to get this Twitter account. I was like, what is Twitter? And he's explaining it. You only have so many letters that you can use and so many words. And I'm like, who the hell needs any? I mean, what comments can I make to people that is going to be so fascinating? He's like, you can use it for this, that. And I was like, no. And I'm actually glad. Can you imagine the crap I would have caught on social media, just listening to some of my teammates and the stuff that they got after a bad game? I hope you break your legs. My sister plays better than you. Everything else. I'm glad I didn't have it while I played. But now I don't care what people say to me because it really doesn't matter because they can't comment on everything that really I cared about. So whatever.
All right, so we are with Matt Cassel. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to, Matt, we're going to have to talk a little football, a little shop work, because I don't know if you were aware that your former team is they won that game on Sunday night. It was pretty exciting. So hold the phone. We're going to talk about that after a short commercial break here on the Golf Underground, ESPN Radio.
Hey, Brian Sullivan here, and I've got a tip for you. You've got to head to Unforked. It's an amazing restaurant. What I like about these guys is they promise to buy and support seasonal, local ingredients first. And I love the fact that they source from smaller, family, GAP certified, or organic farms, prime-going regions, artists and producers. All I'm getting at is, if you like fresh stuff, Unforked is the place to be. And like they say it, fork or no fork, you can be sure you're getting the highest quality, socially responsible ingredients possible. And not to mention, it's delicious. So whether you're out south or downtown, stop by Unforked for a delicious and healthy meal. Sheridan's Unforked. Honest, clean food.
Cowell Insurance Services is your leading program administrator for workers' compensation. They're dedicated to meeting the unique challenges of the insurance industry and assisting employers in reducing their costs. CIS has provided insurance claim and loss control services to various industries including trucking, construction, retail convenience stores, and healthcare, as well as public entities for over 30 years. They work with both retail agents and industry clients, or a combination of the two. If you're tired of fighting the rising costs of premiums and claims, give Cowell Insurance Services a call. Their dedicated staff is ready to find you the best insurance option at the most competitive price. They can help to define or enhance your safety program in order to move you in the right direction in reducing your claim and premium costs. Contact Cowell Insurance Services today, 816-214-4070.
Hey, Brian Sullivan from the Golf Underground here with a little good news. And that good news is that even double-digit handicappers like me can occasionally make a double eagle. All right, maybe not on a golf course, but even guys like me can score when buying a new car or truck. I'm talking about 2 stores, 2 brothers, and 4 generations, treating customers just like family. I'm talking about our buddies at Bob Sight Ford and Bob Sight Independence Kia. With these guys, you'll always score 2 under, with double the inventory and double the customer satisfaction. That's the Bob Sight Double Eagle. Now, Bob Sight offers a wide selection of vehicles and promise to make the car buying process as quick and as hassle-free as possible. Now, whether you have poor credit, no credit, or maybe a first-time car buyer, you can trust Bob Sight Ford, and Bob Sight Independence Kia will get you into the car or truck you choose with professionalism and attention to your needs. So go visit our buddies at bobsight.com, but only if you're looking for a vehicle that makes you feel like a U.S. Open champion.
You're better than the best. I'm lucky just to linger.
Welcome back. Golf Underground ESPN Radio. We're with Matt Cassel.
Legend.
All-pro quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's currently works in Boston. He has 5 children. Is working on his golf game. Is a 15 handicap, trending to a 9.
Let's clean that up.
Yeah, I mean, I need some instruction here. Okay, guys.
We'll work on that when we come to Nash Vegas.
Right. Hey, before we get into the championship weekend, let's stay on the golf, because you, as a golfer and a champion.
This guy right here to my right is the head coach at Colorado, the Buffaloes, baby.
Yep.
He was our coach at Kansas.
That's right.
Yep. That's
We call him Nubbins because his hands look like this.
Yeah, that's the only thing holding me back from competing for your job back in the day, Matt. Small hands.
Well, you've got kind of tiny hands too for a quarterback, don't you, Matt?
Yeah, for a quarterback, yeah, I think I have little tiny hands.
Put them up there, right?
Yeah, here, you guys all want to see them? How does that look? Can I make them bigger? Oh.
Roy,
Yeah, let's all. Okay.
Look at these
That's
mitts.
your tiny hands.
Oh, look at those big
right.
big mitts.
Hey, Matt, tell us about the American Century out in Tahoe, because you had an opportunity to play against some of the studs like Charles Barkley.
I did. Yeah, you know what? But I think I was only a few ahead of Charles Barkley, so I didn't really represent myself too well. But at the end of the day, I do remember the first day we came back, and they've got all the events, right? They had Rascal Flatts was performing, all these different people. So you go out and you rage. We're out gambling the night before. Welker, he comes up to me, and Wes Welker sitting at the table as he's playing Baccarat. He was up like $200,000, and he hands me this $10,000 chip, and he says, "Hey, Cassel, keep this for me for the morning." And I said, "You want me to keep it?" And I thought for sure he's going to forget. It's going to be great. I walked away. I hit on the blackjack table. I was feeling no pain. I felt great. Go home. And so I have got this $10,000 chip. In the morning, I shit you not. Am I allowed to say that on the radio? Sorry.
Yes, you are.
I crap
It's
you
podcast.
not. That I get a phone call. First phone call out of the box. Wes Welker. "Hey, Cassel, you got that chip I gave you?" I said, "Don't tell me you lost all that money." He said, "Every dime of it." I was like, oh my God. So then we go out. I'm playing with Carson Palmer and Matt Schaub the first day. Well, we get on the second tee box, and it's this fairway that's lined with trees, and then the fairway opens up. So I get up there, and I hit this ball, and it ricochets off this tree to the left and comes literally 10 feet out in front of me. And I was like, oh my God. They both start laughing. Then I walk up, I hit the next ball. It ricochets off a tree on the right. I'm like, I'm out of the hole after 2 shots before we've even started the hole. It was brutal, but it was a great experience nonetheless. I mean, you get to meet a lot of good people. I mean, I met Jerry Rice, Marshall Faulk. You've got all the hockey players, all these guys. I mean, it's just a great collection of talent, great collection of people. And what an experience that is to go out there.
Was that your first time playing?
for sure. And I was definitely intimidated. The fact that people are lined up on the fairway, I'm like, oh my gosh, people are going to get crushed every time I hit the ball. But there was one, who was it? It was a running back, and his girlfriend was walking down following his group, and he hits this ball. It was Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen hits this ball, and it goes out of bounds and ricochets off the top of her head. Well, she's dressed she's dressed as a 10, right? She's in all white. Well, this ball hits her in the head and splits her head open. Blood's pouring out everywhere. And so the next thing you know, he like walks up. He's in the middle of the tournament. He walks up, checks on her. They've got medical staff around, and she's like, it looks like she's bleeding out. And the best part about it was, well, honey, okay, gives her a kiss and says, I got to finish my round, but I'll meet you after you go to the hospital and everything else. She had to go get stitches, but she was out that night. She was a gamer, dude.
I love that. All right, so I got a story about the guy that won, Vinny Del Negro, who won last year. So I'm playing in the Whisper Rock member guest with Mike Illig last year. We're in second to dead last. Him and Dan Marley, his guest, are in dead fucking last. Okay, so we go to the first tee or the first hole, and they're grinding. They're like, hey, they're talking through the shots. I'm like, why are these guys grinding? They're in dead last. This is ridiculous. And Marley's got these Jordan golf shoes on and then long socks. And so on the fourth hole, we keep realizing the left sock is inside out. So Illig finally asked him, hey, Dan, why is your sock inside out? He goes, when I was in college, I got a blister on my toe. The trainer told me to turn my sock inside out because it's softer. And I popped off and had 40 that night. And every day I've had my sock inside out since. Just this big ogre. Swear to God.
And he won the gig?
Yeah, I mean, so he scored 40. I mean, remember, he was the tan guy from the Suns.
So that's him. So it's superstition from that point on. He's just
he's got a inside out sock the rest of his life.
You didn't get a chance to meet that really hot guy, Jack Wagner from General Hospital, did you?
You know what? I did get him because in the lead up rounds before the actual tournament started, I got to play next to him or right behind him, got to meet him. He's a stud too. He's a good golfer.
He wins the thing. Yeah, he wins the thing every year.
5 times, I think.
Now listen, remember we were practicing leading up because you were a little nervous about playing in this thing. Now Matt, he's 6'5", and he hits a bomb. And so you remember the 7th hole? No, the 8th hole. The 8th hole, remember you hit it over the green into the one of those pines behind? So Matt could kill the ball, but he gets a little edgy around the greens, a little freaky.
Yeah.
Any tips, Coach, that you might share with Matt and help him around the greens?
I mean, small hands will help you. I'll tell you that. I mean, my short game paid my way on my little nub hands, but man, I'd get a partner with a really, really wide friendship circle. That's for sure.
Get what I need. That's why I've got a lot of good friends that are really good golfers. So anytime I go to a tournament, look, they can help me out. Let's go.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to get the handicap up too, missing a few shots around the green.
Yeah, well, I can do that. So
handicap engineering.
I can definitely mess around the green.
Let's talk some football.
You want to talk some football? All right. So, are you doing any media stuff? Any media stuff this week leading up?
Been doing a lot of different radio stuff. More than that, because now that the Patriots are eliminated, I don't really have anything on the book. So whoever calls, let's do it. You know what? I'm game. Let's talk.
All right. What'd you think of last weekend?
It was phenomenal. It was one of the best football games I've seen. In a long time. I mean, it's going to go down. It's a legendary game. You think about it, the scoring in the fourth quarter alone, the back and forth was just exceptional. And then when Josh Allen hit that ball to Gabriel Davis, I'm like, the game's over. Like, he hit the post, probably the breath of the stadium went just out of it. And you're sitting there going, 13 seconds, they got to go down. And of course, they decide not to put anybody in front of Travis Kelce. I couldn't believe it. I thought that they were going to reroute him, disrupt his route pattern, do something. And he runs right down the seam, catches that thing, sets up the field goal. And then they go to OT. And as soon as they won that coin flip, I was like, man, they're going to go down score right now. And sure enough, Travis Kelce back in the end zone. It was phenomenal. But just watching those two young quarterbacks play, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, the composure that they had, and also the grittiness. They go out and every possession in that fourth quarter was a big possession, right? Whoever didn't get the ball last was probably going to lose that game, and they had to make play after play, and they stepped up. And I mean, it was just an exceptional game to watch, particularly at the quarterback play, and see how those two guys perform and went back and forth all game.
Hey, did you see the video this week? Because they had Kelce and Mahomes mic'd up, and Kelsey came to Mahomes and said, listen, I see this seam. Let's not run the play that we were going to run. And he told him before the play, and then, of course, Mahomes says, do it, Kels, do it, Kels. It's just an unbelievable video, and so, that wasn't supposed to be the pattern. So in your world, how much improv existed like that? I mean, is that a regular thing where you could be a tight end like a Gronk or a Kelsey, and you could maybe do something that Todd Haley doesn't want you to do?
You know what? There's always, exactly. There's always that level of when you're within a system, your coaches trust you, and you've performed at such a level that they have for so long together, that there's got to be that ability to trust the players, to trust what you see, to understand what he's communicating, and just take a chance and say yes. But a lot of offenses are structured differently, but there's always that ability to go out and, signal, talk to somebody. But for it to happen in the manner that it did, and especially with the high stakes that they were playing, they needed a play right there. And for a leader like Travis Kelsey to come into the huddle to tell Patrick Mahomes, like, hey, I've got it, and him say, I'm going to trust the fact that he's telling me the right information, and it to work out. It usually it goes one way or the other. You're either feast or famine, right? Like, the coaches are going to be looking at you going, why the hell did you just run that seam if it doesn't work out? Instead, it's like they're geniuses, and that just adds to the trust level. And that's what, good players do in big moments, is they say, you know what, we have to make a play. And that's what it came down to. It was awesome to watch that.
So on the kickoff, how do you not squib that?
A lot of people still are talking about it. I think they're probably saying field position game, make them go 75, make them go the whole thing. But at the end of the day, why not waste 6 seconds? At the same time, they've had a few big returns in the game already. So I think that they were a little bit fearful of the fact that if they do put it there, they do break a big run, that now they set up the field goal a little bit easier. Said, look, let's trust our defense. Make them go all 75 in 13 seconds, which I know that they were thinking, we've got this. We just got to tackle, get them down, make sure that they don't get in the field goal range, which they weren't able to achieve.
Unreal. Crazy.
Unreal.
What's your prediction for this weekend?
It's going to be a great game. I mean, really, for the Cincinnati Bengals, they're just as loaded from an offensive standpoint. We saw it in the first game that they played. Joe Burrow, smoking Joe Burrow. He's a special player. I mean, you got Jamar Chase out there, which you guys are going to have to pay attention to this game, right? He went for 266 and 3 touchdowns the last game. But they also, T. Higgins is a hell of a wide receiver, too. He's another number one. You got Tyler Boyd in the slot. Then you got Joe Mixon in the backfield. The big Achilles heel for the offensive unit for the Bengals is their offensive line. They gave up 51 sacks during the regular season. Dude, they gave up 9 sacks last week. I went to the game and I couldn't believe it. Like, Joe Burrow must have got hit on 80% of his dropbacks. So for the Kansas City Chiefs defense, they've got to not guard against the big play, because, I'm sure he's sitting there, the quarterback is, and he's licking his chops saying he saw what Josh Allen did against them. Joe Burrow's saying that we can do this again. And that it's in their DNA where they're going to try to pressure him, come after him, which I would, but it's going to create a lot of one-on-ones. So it's going to be defense making stops. Offense, I'm not worried about the Kansas City Chiefs offense. The Bengals were able to limit Kelsey and Tyreek Hill in the last game, but that gives opportunities. Pringle, Robinson, Hardman, those guys have all stepped up throughout the course of the year. So they're going to be fine. But for the Bengals, it just comes down to, they're going to probably play too high shell, make them earn it by taking the check down, being patient, and see if Mahomes can stay patient and move the ball down the field. And then ultimately it's playing a clean game, right? Turnovers. And that's how Bengals won last week. They got 3 turnovers and then stepped up when they needed to and kicked the game-winning field goal at the end. So it's going to be a really good game, but I think it's going to be another explosive offensive performance.
What makes that Chase guy such a freak? Because he's good.
He's dynamic, man. He's a great route runner. He's got tremendous speed. The 50-50 balls, they're not 50-50 balls. He goes up and competes. He's got great vertical, and he's just got good instincts, and he's got good rapport with Joe Burrow. So the fact of the matter is, he's probably one of the best receivers in the game, and he's only a rookie. He's just a freak of nature. He's a special, special player.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right, now with these 4 young quarterbacks, right? So you got Herbert in San Diego, who scares the hell out of me in the AFC West. Josh Allen's just, 6'6",
so good,
and can run like a freak. And then, you got Patrick, which is funny because, in the conversation, he's no longer like the young quarterback. I can't tell how many, right? You heard, in the NFL today or whatever that, and I forgot who made the call that if you had to pick one quarterback to start your team with, who would it be? And they, this guy said Joe Burrow. And of course They say it wouldn't be Patrick Mahomes. No, it would be Joe Burrow. And, of course, this was mid-season when things maybe weren't going so great for Patrick. But who do you think is the best of all of them if you can actually not be a puss? And
Yeah, if you can actually not make that's a hard question. You're in good hands with all those guys. I mean, you just named the top 4 young quarterbacks in the league. But, I mean, when you look at it and what Patrick Mahomes has done since he's taken over for the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, nobody can match that in terms of his production, the plays that he's made, and the consistency of his play. Even this year, people are talking about, well, it was a little bit of an up and down year. Yeah, but that's a career year for any other quarterback. Like if you look at him statistically, and it was just a matter of time. Defenses, look, they're going to make adjustments of how they play. And sometimes it takes a little while for you to get more comfortable playing a different form of football, which means, the catch and run plays, taking the checkdowns, being patient. And it's not always going to be the explosive, huge play that you're used to seeing year in, year out with Patrick Mahomes. But when you look at him, and even the other night, you want to talk about Josh Allen and his ability to run. Well, you also saw Patrick Mahomes take off and the instincts that he has and his ability to make people miss, pick up first downs. He's so dangerous with his legs, with his arms. And then it's also the off schedule players, when he's got such great pocket movement and escapability to get outside the pocket, but then throw on the run, find his guys. And they're all really well versed in doing that, getting to the open area. So I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes just because of, look, the win-loss record, the ability to do it consistently, and just the raw talent that he has.
It was interesting. They had him. I don't know how they were checking his pulse. Maybe he's got something.
A whoop strap right up here.
All right, he's got his whoop strap
here. Sully, you should get healthy.
Oh, you got one of those?
Yeah.
I've got one that goes around my back fat. It's called the back fatter.
Keeps you alive. I got one of those.
The muffin top.
It does alcohol content, right? It does pulse. Drip. Right? How much lard is in my veins and arteries? I mean, you should look into it.
Amazing.
It's the fat bit. Anyway, they said that on the sideline, Patrick's heart rate was off the charts. And then when he gets on the field, even in the 13 seconds, the heart rate went way down. Is that a freaky thing, Matt? Because you having played that position in that stadium, you've played in playoff games before. Do you think your heart was doing that, or is he just a freak?
No, I mean, it's definitely a freak of nature. There's no doubt about that. But there is a comfort level when you get out on the field and now you're focused in on the task at hand. You're calling the play, you're getting in the huddle, and you're getting the line of scrimmage. You're trying to diagnose what are they doing to me defensively, who can I get the ball to. And so there's that level of concentration that I'm sure for a lot of people would up the heart rate. It's just interesting to hear how confident he is that when he's out on the field, it's like actually dips down. He's like, all right, this is what I do for a living. Let's go get it. 13 seconds, no big deal. Let's make a play and go. So it's fascinating. I would be interested to see what most quarterbacks throughout the NFL, what that heart rate is based on being on the sideline, being on the field, and if there's any correlation whatsoever. But I can't imagine that's more likely pretty rare.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears to your longtime teammate Tom Brady. Obviously, an amazing year last year, good year this year. Is he gonna give it another go?
No, yeah, he's coming back. He always said that he wanted to play until he's 45. I'm guessing he's coming back, going to play one more year. There are circumstances. Obviously, he's got to deal with the family dynamic because his kids are getting older, everything like that. But also, he's going to look at the team because from a salary cap and from where they are from a team standpoint, are they going to be able to surround him with the weapons that he had in the past? Because, look, we all know that his style of play, it takes people around him to let him do his thing. And if they aren't able to bring back the weapons and not as, dynamic at the wide receiver position, then he's probably going to evaluate that as well. But in terms of just overall play, I would be so upset if he walked away from the game the way that he's playing right now. I mean, he led the league in passing, led the league in touchdowns. He still can do it. And the game is so much fun when the name Tom Brady is playing. So I would love to see him play one more year. But again, there are outside circumstances that are definitely going to play a role.
Is this contract up, or did he do it 1 year?
I mean, if he wants to play, they're going to give him another contract. I guarantee you that.
So is there a chance he could play for a team other than the Bucs?
I don't think he's ready to go and start making making the moves from this team to that team, like to go to Green Bay or to go somewhere like that. If Aaron, it's like, why at this point? He's got a great gig going there in Tampa Bay. He's won a Super Bowl. I think he wants to leave a winner as well, which nothing will tarnish his legacy and what he's been able to accomplish. But at the end of the day, I think if he wants to still play, it'll either be Tampa Bay or he'll hang it up.
Have you chatted with him or texted him over the past?
I've definitely chatted with him and talked to him, but I haven't talked to him since the last game. And I usually give him a little bit of time. I know he gets a little worked up about these things, and he's a competitor. He's pissed off about the way that it ended. But the fact that they were able to get back in that game was remarkable within itself. Only Tom Brady and that type of team can come back from that type of deficit and make plays near the end of the game and everything kind of fall into place to even where they were in a position to potentially win the game. It was crazy.
Unbelievable. So we were all at Arrowhead. Of course, Arrowhead's packed ready for the Bills game, and they were playing the Tampa Bay game up on the big screens. And you would have thought, that Brady was right there on the field. It's unbelievable. He's the Tiger Woods of football, right? Where you need him in the game, right? What would life be without Tiger? It's kind of the same with Brady. Most of the world hates him because he's beaten everyone.
He's a winner.
The Bills hate him.
Yeah. It's easy to hate a winner.
Yeah. All right. What about Aaron Rodgers? Is he sticking in Green Bay?
You know what? That's going to be the fascinating story to watch this season, is whether or not Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay with all the turmoil and all the stuff that took place this last season, and especially with the quick exit in the playoffs. Nobody anticipated. Sorry. My wife was just calling me. Can she just leave me alone for 2 seconds? Can she? I'm doing a podcast. I told her, honey, I'm doing a podcast. Just give me a little bit of time. I will call you as soon as I'm. Yes, of course. She's like, oh, good, honey. I love it. I love it. No, but she knows I'm doing a podcast right now. That's the funny part about it. So she just gets antsy. She loves me so much. She just gets so antsy. But in terms of Aaron Rodgers, you know what? It's so
But in terms, great segue.
But in terms of Aaron, thank you. In terms of Aaron Rodgers, it's such an interesting dynamic because of all the chaos that's gone on throughout the course of the year, and then the early exit in the playoffs. I mean, it doesn't help, and it's also going to come down to whether or not he wants to be a Packer and continue to go down that path. And so that'll be a story that's fascinating to watch, because that he won't give any indication of what's going on.
No. Well, and the prediction is now that one of his coaches at Green Bay is now going to be the head coach in Denver. I mean, everyone's thinking. I mean, by the way, everyone thought you were going to Denver also.
Right. And look where I was blessed to be in Kansas City, because I got to meet a young man like yourself. Let's go.
See it all.
Now you're lying.
See
blowing smoke.
Oh, no, right? You had your boy Josh, right? Who you had the bond with over, and now he's going. That was the assumption. So we don't know, but I think it's just crazy, all the vaccination stuff he's gone through, and it's just so wild. And I hope you're vaxxed, Matt, because we're here at the Golf Underground. We are pro-vaccination /boost.
We're herd immunity here,
boost.
Clearly.
Yeah. We actually got it. We got it 3 months ago, and out of like 6 out of the 7 people in the family got it, but 5 of us, no symptoms whatsoever. No symptoms. My wife's the only one, and she's the healthiest one. She got it the worst, but nobody else. I would have never known that I had COVID unless we tested my wife and my daughter. It's crazy.
Grumpy Mondays.
All right, let's do this. Let's take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to do the rapid fire. Wardo's favorite segment. We're going to throw you, the 9-hole questions.
I'm going to give him some layups.
You make them fun and exciting, right? Like, what type of television shows would you watch if your wife is at Target? So come on back. You're on the Golf Underground, ESPN Radio.
Oh, I got some good ones.
Hey, Brian Sullivan of Golf Underground with my favorite orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Kevin Whitty from Sano Orthopedics. Hey, Doc, golf season's over. My back is killing me. I know it's football season, so you get a lot of kids coming in, blown ACLs, all sorts of body parts with problems. And then, of course, those baseball players. I know you fix a lot of elbows. Why is Sano Orthopedics the absolute best sports medicine orthopedic group in Kansas City?
Well, if you want to see the guys in town who've had the best orthopedic fellowship training in sports medicine, including training with Dr. James Andrews and Dr. Larry Lemack, come see us. We individualize patients' plans to get them back to that activity and that sport that they love, and we actually care and listen to our patients and follow up with them, make sure that they're getting the results they need.
Okay, and so the three things that separate you: number one, best training; number two, you specialize in getting people on that field; number three, you're actually listen. Where can I learn more? Because you got me all in, and I don't really want to get fixed, but it's time.
At SanoOrthopedics.com, 816-525-2840.
Hi, this is George Brett, Hall of Fame baseball player, and I've been playing golf for over 35 years. Hitting the ball far was never my problem, but the closer I got to the greens, that's when my problems began. When I wanted a golf practice area in my backyard, I called Celebrity Greens. They are the industry leader in custom-built synthetic golf greens. These championship caliber, low-maintenance greens roll great, react like real bent grass, and hold chip shots that check and spin. I absolutely love mine, not only in Kansas City, but also in Arizona. Call the pros at Celebrity Greens at 1-888-507-7960 or visit them online at celebritygreens.com. Practice like the pros, or people like me that want to be pros, right in your own backyard.
Hey, Brian Sullivan, Golf Underground, with a little tip for you. If you're looking to buy a new Ford, you have to check out my buddy, Jason Gudenkoff at Lewisburg Ford. They've been saving Midwest Ford buyers thousands of bucks for over 40 years because they do business the right way. They sell everything, check this out, for $50 over invoice. That's simple and cheap. And they win a lot of awards. In fact, they won Ford's President's Award 17 times. That's the top Ford award. And they only give it to dealers with superior customer satisfaction in sales and service. So they know how to take care of customers better than anybody. Now, what these guys know how to do also, keep this in mind, sell trucks. Lewisburg Ford has sold more F-150s than any other Ford dealership in greater Kansas City. That's 2 years running. And last year, they were the number one F-150 sales leader in the entire state of Kansas. So, no hassle. $50 over invoice pricing, unparalleled customer satisfaction, and a huge selection. That's a perfect recipe for selling trucks. So, check out all their inventory and prices online at lewisburgford.com or give them a call at 816-444-2300.
New golf clubs, a big screen TV to watch the U.S. Open, or maybe even a new golf cart that I've got my eye on.
No matter how you choose to spend the savings, if you're looking to put a dent in your monthly heating and cooling bills, the answer may be right over your head. If your attic isn't insulated properly, you're missing out on a prime opportunity to cut costs. Call the certified energy experts at Star Companies, Inc., 816-353-2160 for a free estimate to learn how they can help you save money. 816-353-2160 or visit starcompanieskc.com.
Do you have retirement dreams about perfecting your swing and spending your time on the green? Or maybe you have a bucket list of golf courses you'd like to travel to. Whatever your financial goals are, Mariner Wealth Advisors is your advocate. We take the same care in understanding where you stand today as we do in understanding where you want to be in the future. Then, we help you set a personalized plan to help you achieve your long-term vision. Contact Mariner Wealth Advisors today to start your financial planning journey. Visit MarinerWealthAdvisors.com to find a location near you.
Mariner Wealth Advisors, otherwise known as MWA, is an SEC-registered investment advisor. Registration of an investment advisor does not imply a certain level of skill or training. For additional information about MWA, including fees and services, please contact MWA or refer to the disclosures on our website. Please read the disclosure statement carefully before you invest or send money. This advertisement should not be considered investment advice or a recommendation to buy or sell securities.
Amazing.
All right, welcome back, Golf Underground, ESPN Radio. We're having a great time with an old friend of mine.
You know it's
like
a good
family
show.
member. You know this. You like family. Yeah.
You know it's a good show when the commercial breaks are better than the actual show.
I know. Well, you can get away with more stuff, you know?
Commercial breaks are the best.
All right. And so, we told some great stories, but honestly, we had so many memories. It's so good to see you. I get the Christmas card and the 5 kids and and you really are really good at this. I'll do the little tune in on YouTube and I'll listen to some of your broadcasts. So it's good that you're having fun with it, right? Because that's what it's all about. Because here's what I know. So you have these athletes who make a shitload of money, and then they got their posses and they spend a lot of money. I won't call you cheap, but when you moved into the house there at Loch Lloyd, you did buy a lot of things from Target, and that's probably what endeared me to you because I'm cheap.
That's how I roll. I don't need anything for myself. My wife can spend the money, but I'm just one of those guys that's very frugal. I don't need a lot to have a good time. Just give me the bare minimum. I'm good to go.
Nope, just some high noons and some Can-Ams. That's it. All right, Wardo. This is your segment.
All right, here we go. Sheridan's Unforked, eating good, feeling good, rapid fire. Are you ready, Mr. Cassel?
Yes. Last time I think we did this, I was stumped on quite a few of these questions, thinking through them for way too long. So I can't wait for this segment.
I got some layups for you. All right. First and foremost, first hole. Who wins the Super Bowl?
Who wins the Super Bowl? I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Second question. Who plays in the Super Bowl?
Kansas City Chiefs versus the LA Rams.
Agreed with that. I'm going to be an outsider and say that the Rams beat us in the Super Bowl. I hate to say it, but the Rams are fucking good.
Boo.
They're really good. Third hole. What's your favorite golfer on tour right now?
Man, I haven't really been paying much attention to the PGA golf. You guys want to give me a few names?
John Rahm, I'll answer for you.
Yeah, John.
Hole number 4. Hole number 4. If you had to have a set on Fox or CBS of your former boys that you could do the show with, name 3 other guys you'd like to do the show with.
Okay, Jared Allen would be one. He'd be entertaining.
Amazing.
We have to have Dwayne Bowe on there just because he makes ridiculous comments. Let's see. Rodney Harrison is probably a good guy because he'll always give you like really stern looks and give just his opinion is always way too honest. I'm like, Rodney, just pump your brakes a little bit, buddy. I mean, guys like that. Let's see. Who else would be entertaining? Corey Dillon would be really entertaining. That dude's a funny dude. All you'd have to do is put a little whiskey in front of him, a cigar. He would light up the stage. I'm telling you, he's fantastic. But there's been quite a few guys over the years that would be entertaining. And I'd want Vinny Testaverde there too. Vinny Testaverde was one of my teammates when I was in with the Patriots, and he just brings a whole different perspective. It's great. It's great.
Vinny. All right, fifth hole. You've got who's your dream foursome?
Dream foursome. Brian Sullivan.
God, you must be drunk.
Let's see. Dream foursome. Brian Sullivan. Let's go with
Kevin Ward and George Brett.
Perfect. Bam.
I let him be great. By the way, it could be someone who's dead.
Yeah, you know what? I'll have to think of that, guys. It's way over my head right now. It's 4:00 in the afternoon. I'm getting ready to go have a high noon.
I like it. Sixth hole. We're going to stop it here. What is your career going to look like in broadcasting? I want to know. I'm all in on this.
Yeah, I'm all in on it too. You know, it's interesting because I'm grinding it away. I've been working at it for a few years. I'm starting to kind of get a feel for it, starting to get my voice a little bit. So hopefully it's one of those situations where eventually I'll get to work some games, maybe be on with a network, you know, where you get to talk about these games. But I enjoy talking about the game. I enjoy educating the viewer about the game. At the same time, I've got to kind of condense it. I talk too much. I got to condense that talking. But
be precise. You got to be precise.
Down the road, that's kind of the ideal situation for me.
Emergency hole, actually. Most feared defender ever played against.
Most feared defender. Ooh, Hainsworth was a guy that I didn't like to play against. Let's see, who else?
How about Ray Lewis?
How about Ray Lewis?
Oh, Ray Lewis. You know what? Yeah, Ray Lewis is probably my number one. The eyes itself, when they pop out of his head and he looks at you and he's got that voice and he's calling out the defense, and then all of a sudden you'll be running a play and he's so instinctive and he knows what he's doing that he'll call what play you're running and you're going, oh my God, he knows the play. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. This is terrible.
I could see him coming after you, trying to kill you.
Does that guy talk or does he bark?
You know, I don't know, but everything he says is scary to me and intimidating. So it's like one of those situations where you're just like, oh God, this isn't a good day.
Amazing.
All right, Matt, thanks for taking the time. I'm sorry that we're not coming to Nashville.
I don't know if you spoke.
It's all right, but you'll be rocking and rolling at Arrowhead Sunday. Let's go.
We will.
Let's
we will.
go.
All right.
Let's
well, listen. So, Wardo and I, we're going to come out. We'll bring the wives. We're going to play a little round or two or three of golf. We'll have Jack. All right. We'll have the whole family out.
We'll bring George to caddy.
We'll bring George to caddy.
He doesn't have any energy, so he'll his caddy.
And a cart.
He doesn't need a cart. Oh, he's got a bad
He's a grinder. He likes to walk.
All right. Well, I hope you had a great time today. Matt Cassel, Pro
Great show.
Bowler, great friend. Love you, Matt. Miss you. I wish I hugged you this weekend.
It was awesome.
This is as good as I get.
All right, love you, bro.
Love you, bro.
All right,
All right,
fellas,
see ya.
See ya.
All right, what do you think? Huh? Nice.
What do you think?
Nice little.
You didn't know you were going to get 2 pods
Man,
today.
heck,
Was this
heck
fun?
yeah.
Was this fun?
I'm in the vault.
What else would you ask on a Friday?
What a wonderful.
unbelievable.
Maybe we should have nubs and
Kansas
some
City,
balls.
America.
Kansas City, it's in America. All right, so listen, let's do it again next week. You've been listening to the Golf Underground, ESPN Radio. See you then.
Waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals.